everybody, and welcome to this video. I am glad to see you guys. How was your 2025? Mine was generally pretty good. If you saw my 2025 goals video, you would know that 2024 was a really rough year for me, and so I was determined to make 2025 really good and to change my life. Hey cat, yeah? She's being cute right now.
Yeah.
Now that we're in 2026, I wanted to make a video kind of updating how I did with all of my New Year's goals. I also wanted to talk a little bit about what my goals for 2026 are. So like I said, last year I was coming off of 2024, which was a really difficult year for me. And this year I'm coming off of a weird holiday season. It was a good holiday season. Christmas was lovely with my family and all of that stuff. But there were some work things that happened that they made me just kind of consider some things. So, like I said in this video, I'm gonna go over what I talked about in my last 2025 goals video. How all of that went, I'll share some highlights of the year and what I want to leave in 2025, and then go over my 2026 goals. I have my notes right here. Recap of 2025 goals and how my year went. So generally speaking, I stayed pretty consistent throughout the year. I was tracking my habits and I did really well with that. There was like one blip in the year, and that is when I moved. One thing that I did stay consistent with was my nightly reset. That's been consistent, going strong. The one thing that I need to change about it is that I need to start doing it a lot earlier, because lately Sista has been staying up a little bit too late. Let me tell you what. Stardew Valley has me in a chokehold currently. I need to rein it back in a little bit. I had a few main goals that I was tracking, and then I had several very important goals that I wanted to work on, and some other goals that I wanted to see if I could do throughout the year. The first one was to read one book every month. I did achieve this. I didn't actually read them like once per month, but I read 12 books. So I'm counting that as a win. These are the books that I read, if you're wondering. The next one was to upload one video per month. I did not do that. Queens, I did not do that. I uploaded 8, which that's pretty good. Considering the fact that I work like a full-time job and I'm always exhausted afterwards, pretty good uploading 8 videos. The next one was to bake one new recipe per month. I think I baked 10, 11. Yes, I baked 10 recipes. So I didn't achieve that. The next thing that I wanted to do was to produce 3 songs from my album. That did not happen. And I feel like I knew that wasn't going to happen, but I wanted to like see if it could happen. I don't know if that album is ever gonna come out. I'm just being for real, even though it's really good. I like it. I like it. I don't know. Now going into my very important goals, lose 30 pounds. Did I reach it? No, I didn't. However, I did lose 20 pounds, counting that as a win. The next one that I had was to get a new job. I think I blurred that out in the last video. I didn't get a new job, but I did start doing DoorDash. So actually I did kind of get a new job. It wasn't like quitting one and then moving on to another, but it was like getting a new like side hustle. Actually, I will count that as a win. Let your yes be yes and your no be no. Yes, I did this. This actually goes more into the next one, which is socialize more and say yes, which was really actually the goal, was to just, if I made plans with friends, to follow through with them, and also specifically make more plans with friends, which I did that this year. My best friend and I started watching Doctor Who together. Another friend of mine and I started watching all of like the Infinity War, Marvel Cinematic Universe, all of those movies, and we're gonna continue that into this year. I also did an improv class, which was super fun. I'm really proud of myself for the amount of socializing that I've done this year. The next big hump is probably to like find a church. That's not on my goals list for this year, but it probably should be if we're being completely honest. And then another one was to track habits monthly, which I did. Other goals, I wanted to pick one month and do a 30-day drawing book. I definitely did not do that. excuse me, prioritize saving, not spending. I definitely didn't do that. Do more writing. I did do more writing. I journaled more than I did in 2024, I feel like. I still need to do more writing in 2026 because I've gotten off the bandwagon of writing every night, and I really need to do that. I always feel better mentally when I'm journaling consistently. Do some portrait photography. I did do this. I did a photo shoot of myself, which was really fun, and I need to do that more. Here are some highlights. Learn more Spanish. That goal I definitely achieved. Yo aprendiendo español porque quiero hablar con mi customers y mi amigos y quiero aprender por mi felicidades. I don't know what I just said. Get a second cat. I did not do this. There was one opportunity where I could have gotten a second cat, but it was swiftly taken away from me. It's okay. It's not the end of the world. So yeah, those were my goals of 2025 and how I did on them. Now I'm gonna go over the highlights of 2025. Moving to my own apartment. This was such a big thing. Me, I don't know what to do. I moved into my own apartment this year. I love it. I love living in my own apartment. It's so nice to just like be here with my cat and like put all of my stuff wherever I can, wherever I want to, without feeling like, oh, I'm like taking up a space for someone else and whatever. That was certainly a highlight of this year, for sure. Thanksgiving was a really lovely time. I flew out to Las Vegas, where a lot of my family is, my mom's side of the family. All of us were out there, except one of my brothers, because he has like a family. Whoa, my cat is playing. But it was a lot of fun, and it was a lovely time. Caroline Winkler was a highlight of this year. I discovered her videos in like February or March. It was such a joy to watch her videos. I've watched them so many times that they're just background noise for me. Really, really lovely person. I relate a lot to her, and she's definitely helped me with like interior design and with like knowing that I'm okay and that things will be good. She's just been such a joy to watch on YouTube. I love her so much. You know what? I mentioned her in my last video too. That was like right after I discovered her videos. Yeah, when I filmed last year's video, I was like in a state of like just consuming her videos all the time, learning from her and loving, enjoying listening to a new perspective, having a breath of fresh air. She's been so pivotal this year. I love her so much. I mentioned this earlier, but I started taking improv classes. It was so much fun. It was so lovely to get up on a stage and perform, and improv is something that I always loved, but I wasn't any good. I felt like I really struggled with it. Looking back, I think that I was too focused on Friends at the time. I have a lot of potential for performing well, but at the time I couldn't lock in, focus on doing the craft well and learning it. But now that I've lived a lot of life since high school, I'm actually in a spot now where like I can take a class and I can learn something and I can actually do it. So taking improv classes now at this wise old age of 28, almost 29, I can actually like do it well and like learn it and like digest it and like use it in my everyday life, which was really ultimately the goal. I wanted to learn how to like say things to customers specifically, and also just like to people in general. Talking to people is legitimately just improvisation, and so I really wanted to learn that so that I can carry it into life elsewhere. The next thing that was a highlight of 2025 was discovering my love of fake eyelashes. I started wearing fake eyelashes. Yeah, and then also I'm looking at my hair, and that was another highlight of this year, was I dyed my hair for the first time. I colored it this purple color. It has obviously since faded out. You can kind of tell that it's like a reddish color, but it's not specifically purple. I need to re-dye it. I've been trying to do that for the past like 2 weeks. I did that this year and I really like it. And then the last highlight that I wrote down was Friends. I kind of talked about this a little bit already, but my friend coming over to watch Doctor Who, my other friend coming over to watch movies. Yeah, I feel like that's really exciting. So those were my highlights of 2025. Now the things that I want to leave in 2025, I actually just wrote one thing down, and that is my shitty attitude about dumb stuff. This year I've been very angry. There's a number of reasons for that. Not me about to cry. I hope I can leave that in 2025. Okay, so now I want to go over my goals for 2026. I'm excited for this year. There are specific things that I'm really looking forward to achieving and to pursuing. Number one, I want to reach a certain weight by June 24th, 2026. If that is random, it's actually not. I'm going to be going to the Ariana Grande concert in Dallas, Arlington? I don't even remember, but I'm going to see Ariana Grande in June, and I'm very excited for the concert. I can't even believe that it's happening. So that is my goal, is to reach a specific weight by that time, so that I can like feel confident in like whatever outfit I choose, and that I'm not gonna feel like, I don't know, held back. However, I do know myself, and I'm also a woman, so like I know how weight can fluctuate. So if I lose like 10 pounds by that point, that's half of the year. That's like the same rate that I lost weight in 2025. Pretty reasonable, I feel like. I will be happy with that. The next thing I want to do is to reach 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. I've been really, I feel like, self-sabotaging with YouTube. I don't work on it as much as I should and as much as I would like, because I'm so freaking lazy. And it's also difficult to like work on something that there's no immediacy for. It's not like there's any crazy reward that I'm getting from making YouTube videos. I just post them, and then sometimes I'll get like a couple hundred views, but that doesn't happen that often. And so it's difficult for me, but I really want to like try and work on reaching 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. I just want to focus on like my social media presence and building it up, and like trying to work on at least getting to like the baby steps beginning point of making it a job. The next one is to DoorDash enough so that I can make a certain amount per month. This will help me with my bills and whatever. Next one is I want to read 15 books. Yeah. 15 books this year. And of course I want to keep on tracking my habits, and I want to start using my planner right here. This planner is by the company Paperage. That is also this notebook. This was the notebook that I had in the video last year. They're on Amazon. You can buy them there. But this one is really interesting because they have all of the, you can't really see it, but they have all of the monthly spreads at the beginning, and then later it gets into the weekly spreads. On this side you have the week, and then just a blank dotted page for notes and stuff like that. And of course I have my little Moleskine journal. I put all of my habits in. And the last one of my main goals list I added recently, which was work on having a more positive attitude and calm demeanor. Yeah, those are my goals for 2026. I'm excited about them. So yeah, there is my update for you guys on my 2025 goals and how I did them, and my 2026 goals. Hopefully you guys will be seeing a lot more of me. I love making videos, but I'm such like a relaxation coded person that it's difficult for me to like find the motivation and the moxie and the drive to actually work on them. I'll get into like some spurts where I'm like, yeah, I'm working on YouTube all the time. I'm filming, and then I'm editing, and then I'm making the thumbnails and I'm uploading them, and then it'll just fizzle out. And that's kind of always been the case with me, but I'm hoping to actually make it consistent. As always, it's a work in progress. Gotta have grace with yourself. I have to have grace with myself. Slow process. Let me know what your 2026 goals are in the comments. I would love to hear about them. I hope this video was inspiring to you. I hope it helped, and that maybe you found some kind of motivation to like be better. Here's to 2026. Thumbnail? I don't know.